Right, I'm delighted to be joined by Jake Peacock. You've got a massive fight coming up with one championship. I want to go through your life story, talk all about it, and go back to the start. Obviously, you're the son of a Chelsea star, Gavin Peacock. Tell me a little bit what it was like growing up with a dad like that, and what it was like being around John Terry and Jose Mourinho, because I believe you've got some stories.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was pretty normal to me, growing up with my dad. I didn't know any different. Obviously, I realized at school, like kids would be asking me about my dad, or parents would know, or teachers would know, who my dad was. So it was strange in that sense. But like I said, grew up with it, so didn't really know any different. Would go to the games with my mum to watch my dad and my sister. Um, so it was unique in that way. I wish he was playing now, or when at least when I was a little bit older, because then I could appreciate it more. Back when I was really young, I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have. Like I had the stories I've given in an interview prior earlier this week. Like my granddad would bring me down to the Charlton training ground, and I'd be kicking the ball with Di Canio when he come and sign with Charlton, and my dad took me up to Chelsea training ground, and John Terry's getting treatment, and I'm just hanging around like John Terry, Drogba, like I don't know, name them. I've probably met them. Like it's been pretty mental, but yeah, it was cool, and they're memories that I look back on now, and I appreciate it. And being around the highest level professionals, and even having my granddad and my dad being high level professionals has helped me for sure in my sport.
And I imagine having a dad who was obviously so successful in his sport, as you mentioned there, would have helped you in yours. And obviously, there's the situation with your arm and obviously losing part of your arm. And that's allowed you essentially to become this master problem solver in a sense and go to such a high level in sport. And I wanted to know because your dad obviously moved you to Canada, he became a Christian minister. So I wanted to know if your own personal journey with faith has helped you in that situation, has allowed you to excel in sport in that sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. During my childhood and my teen years, I was very insecure about my arm, and took my identity from how I looked, and what I was doing, whether I was competing or winning, and all of this, and I wasn't taking it from God. And then when I turned 18, 19, I kind of took that faith on as my own, and immediately it was like my life just went in a completely different direction. I was no longer insecure because my identity was wrapped up with God, and God is unchanging. So now, whether I win or lose, I'm not broken. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Because fighting doesn't define me. Fighting is not my number one. So I'm going out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm going out there to put everyone away and to be the very best. But if I didn't win and if I lost, it's not going to break me. And I think that's what makes me truly special and dangerous because I'm not afraid. I'll go out there courageously and I will fight my heart out, and I've got nothing to lose.
100%. It's crazy to know that you started this whole journey from fending off a bully and then you've gone around the world. You've achieved so many different things. And a highlight of your career, I believe, was fighting in Las Vegas and you had Roy Jones talking to you. Can you tell me a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I'd have to change it now. That was my highlight of my career back then, but my highlight of my career right now was my debut for one championship. But yeah, that was another great one. It was like my second pro fight, and yeah, I came out and kicked the guy in the head in the first round, and it was, I mean, head kicks don't get more flush than that one, and he crumpled, and yeah, it was a cool experience. There was like Nick Diaz was ringside, Roy Jones was in the building. It was cool. It was a cool experience for sure.
And can you tell me a little bit about that road to one tournament? Because I believe, was it in the final where you punched the guy so hard the tooth ended up going through the glove?
That was in the semi-finals. Listen to this, man. This guy was so tough. I hit the guy early, like early in the first round. I smashed him with a straight left, and his mouth guard fell on the ground. And the ref sees, stops us, picks it up, gives it to Nick, and I saw Nick like look at it weird, and it goes in his mouth, and I thought something's up. We finished the round, and he goes back to his corner, and this is all on video footage. I realized after, right? He goes back to his corner, and he goes sits down on the stool, and he says, "I've lost my teeth. He's broken my teeth." And his coach Eddie Farrell pulls out the mouth guard, knocks the teeth into his other hand, says, "We can get new teeth. We can't get this fight back," and shoves his mouth guard back into his mouth. And that guy came out and he gave me 3 rounds, and he was in my face for all 3 rounds, and I was cracking him from the first bell to the last bell. I was cracking him, and yeah, and then he sliced open my glove with his tooth as well. And yeah, it was a pretty wild fight.
I mean, you must have so many amazing memories. I know that you've done some seminars with, or a seminar with Saenchai. So can you tell me what that was like?
I helped out at the seminar. I wasn't teaching, but I was involved in the seminar, and I was around Yodson Clay, Saenchai. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, and I said in an interview the other day, like my son's getting to. He was sitting on Saenchai's lap and hanging out with Yodson Clay. Like it's just like I was back in the day with my dad playing football, right? And I found that really unique. That was the first time that kind of happened.
Yeah, this incredible journey, obviously. It's been amazing to watch as a fan and a journalist. And now you've got this big fight coming at Suzuki. So can you give me a bit of a breakdown? We know you have this unrelenting style, so expecting to get a stoppage here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm coming out there to really entertain as always, but I'm coming out there for a finish. And as much as I'd love it to last, I want 5 round fights. These are only 3 round fights. I want 5 round fights just because I want time in the ring. I love the moment, right? But as much as I love the moment, we're not going to let it go the distance. We're going to be right in his face. He's planning on being in my face, but I'll be hitting him in his. So.
And will you be wearing that cowboy hat throughout fight week?
Absolutely, I will. We're bringing the Wild West to the Middle East for another shootout.
And we've talked about so many of your fantastic memories throughout your career and your life. What do you think is the craziest story you've had from Muay Thai? Because there must be some incredible things that have happened to you.
One of them would be like knocking that guy's teeth out, and I mean, it's not about me, but I knocked them out. I'm the dentist, hey? Like they call me the dentist. They call me the dentist. I've knocked out so many teeth. I knocked out someone's tooth in my third pro fight. He lost it. He lost it like a month later. I scissor kneed him in the mouth, and he lost his front tooth a month later. And then Nick lost 3 or 4 teeth. Like his whole front row's gone. And I took him out for dinner after, and poor guy, he couldn't have dinner. He had to drink a smoothie, so I bought him a smoothie instead. And then I accidentally, really accidentally, knocked a training partner his teeth out. A lot of them too. I don't know how. We'll come up with a new nickname, dentist or something. Dr. Peacock.
Dr. Peacock. Jake, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I really appreciate it. And I wish you all the luck in the world for the fight. But before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
No, I'm just grateful I'm really thankful. I'm out here in Qatar. I'm living the dream. I'm on the biggest martial arts platform in the world, fighting on the world stage, getting paid to do it. I'm super grateful, and I hope that everyone can see that in the way that I fight. And yeah, thanks to all my fans around the world and all the support I have. I'm really looking forward to it.